The weekend saw us back at the Nurburgring for round 2 of the Nurburgring Endurance Championship. Round 1, we managed to take a P2 finish, and I did feel like we kind of ruined our own chance of winning that race. We made a couple of mistakes, and they were very, very costly. And basically, the time we finished behind the leader was probably about the time we lost recovering from a couple of near misses with the barriers. However, this weekend, we were right back at it, and the qualifying looked very, very promising indeed. We were almost 3.5 seconds faster than P2 after qualifying. So I kind of felt like this was our prime opportunity to take the win. And we managed to do just that. We took our 9th victory on iRacing. I've been on the platform for just over a year now. So, I mean, it's not blistering performances at all, you know, only 9 victories in a year. But this one is definitely the most satisfying victory, I think, after a 4-hour slog solo around the Nurburgring. However, it didn't come without its own drama, and I just thought I'd put together this short video because I appreciate that not everybody can watch a 4-hour live stream or even watch it back. It's a very big commitment to do that. I appreciate everybody who was there in the live stream and anybody that has watched it back. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. But yeah, I just thought I'd put together a short little video because there's just a couple of little real highlights, I guess, I just kind of want to showcase. And I want to take another look really at what happened there on lap 24 as we got ourselves back into the lead after the earlier drama that happened in the race. So yeah, let's jump over into the sim and take a look at the key moments of the race, because I'll be honest, for a lot of it we were just kind of driving around on our own. But let's jump into the sim and we'll take a look at the race highlights. Okay, so let's start behind the pace car. So this is down towards the end of the Dostinger, and we're just about to go green here. And as you can see, I've left plenty of space to the GT4s in front. Now, one thing I was wary of from the first race was the M2s coming steaming up from behind, but thankfully they stayed out of it this time. So anyway, we're about to go green here, and I was a little bit late on my reactions, as you can see, and straight away off the start we get overtaken and we lose the lead straight away. So we just took into the slipstream, but going green here is kind of a good thing because you're kind of able to focus in and go single file down towards this real tight tricky section. Going too wide here is not the best idea, I guess you could say. So yeah, already we're kind of on the back foot, but we get a pretty good exit onto the start finish straight here. And we're chasing down the other Honda Civic Kirby car here as we actually start our 4-hour race. It's only a single car starting from the pits, I think. And yeah, I'm initially thinking, well, I know I've got the pace, I just kind of want to get past. So we go for a bit of a, I won't really say it's much of a lunge. We leave plenty of space. Kirby leaves plenty of space on the left-hand side as well. But coming back on me on the inside here, so we have to leave space again, get pretty close. But everything's nice and clean. Sort of come over a little bit, but again, just leave a little bit too much space. It allows the tighter line for Kirby to take there. And then we managed to hold out through the second part of that corner. And I'm thinking, okay, you're coming down the inside here, so I'm going to go a bit defensive. Just keep that inside line. And we managed to do so. So, yeah, after that, it was just a case of sort of head down. I'm thinking, right, I know I can pull away from these guys. That's exactly what we need to do. And to be fair, who is behind me right now? Let me just change this view. So we've got Brandon behind us at this point. And for the majority of this lap, Brandon kept us pretty honest, I'll be honest. Let's just fast forward a little bit in this time here. Look. So yeah, Brandon was doing a good job, actually. He was putting me under pressure in this first lap, staying with me. So, you know, he wasn't making it easy at all. I mean, I wasn't pushing full force at this point because obviously we've still got the cold tyres. But, yeah, just kind of taking it nice and steady. Not, you know, making too many mistakes. And I'm thinking at this point, okay, Brandon's going to get me down here. He's going to get me, but actually no, he decided to like tuck in behind again, a little bit tentative through that kink, probably because of my experience in the first race where, you know, we lost it twice there and it really hampered us. But yeah, coming through the towards the end here, a few off tracks. And I did see that off track. I thought, surely you've got to slow down. I think, yeah, at that point, obviously Brandon had a bit of a slowdown. And I think from there, actually, Brandon just kind of seemed to drop back from the race. I'm not really sure what else happened. Maybe he got involved with an incident or had a spin somewhere. But yeah, after that sort of point, kind of didn't get involved as a GT4 there. Just comes steaming past. But yeah, that was the race start. Like I say, it wasn't the best start from me because we kind of got hampered a little bit on the start. Not that we got hampered, sorry. It's probably not the right word. But we were late to react to the green flag and the going green as there was a car there. I wondered if that was... Nope, Brandon did it. Okay, so here we are then on lap number 9 where I thought it had all gone wrong for us. We're going to fast forward a little bit here. We did have a little bit of traffic on this lap, as you can kind of see. We're kind of getting overtaken left, right and centre. And we'll drop it back to normal speed here as we head down towards the compression. So a couple of cars coming behind us, as you can see. I think there's 3 cars in total, but we've already let 2 or 3 cars pass so far on this lap. And you know, it's really difficult sometimes because, and I alluded to this in the commentary, I do feel like faster cars just don't give the slower cars much of an opportunity to do anything or get out the way. And I think ultimately this is where this incident stems from. So again, we've got a car here, plenty of space, we'll let them pass. Another car here, once again, let them pass. And watch the car behind. This is where, like, it starts. Unfortunately for the car, he just catches me, like, catches it in a slow part of the track. There's not really a lot I could do here. So I'm aware that the car's here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get around the corner, and then I'll pull either to the left or right. So I'm going to here go to the right. But the car just didn't give me a chance to react. Now, I know that doesn't actually kind of look like it's affected my race too much at that point. But, let's see, we'll just watch that back again, look. They just didn't, like, plant the throttle. Don't really give me a chance to kind of stabilise the car and move across. So, yeah, there was the contact. And from that, I was just really rattled. It's difficult when you're in the moment because you're trying to keep all your emotions in check. And, you know, nobody likes to be attacked. But your instant reaction is, come on, what are you doing, man? Come on, that's not fair. You shouldn't be doing that. So, yeah, it's just instantly rattled me. So we go into, like, the next complex here. And then we've got this fast kind of, like, double right-hander here. And just because I'm rattled, just literally take too much curb, unsettle the car. And, yeah, that puts us into the barrier. And at this point, I'm just thinking, man, like, we've absolutely blown it. What have we done? You know, we was out comfortably. Let's go back that way. We was comfortably here, but you see, just take too much curb at this corner. Unsettles the car. Drifts out wide, so we've just got no grip at all. Understeered out into the barrier. So yeah, at this point I'm thinking, man, I was like cruising. I was about 20, 30 seconds possibly ahead at this point. Maybe not even that far, because I think there was somebody else in P2 at the time. So we had a comfortable margin. But at this point I'm just thinking, oh no, I've blown it. I've absolutely blown it. I tried to carry on. I was going to try and drive back to the pits thinking, well, I've got my fast repair. If I can get back to the pits and we just use the fast repair and we can, you know, get back out again. But the car was far too damaged, unfortunately, to do anything. As you can see, I'm just trying to fight with the car here. It's not even turning. You can see my steering wheel movements there, just trying to steer, just not doing anything at all. So there's just no real point in trying to do that. And I just couldn't see and think, okay, well, we're going to have to take it back to the pits. And yeah, thankfully though, we had our fast repair, so we was only about 2 laps before we was actually going to stop. So I knew that in the grand scheme of pit stop strategy, it wasn't going to affect us, because the last stint you only need about 7 laps of fuel. You can do about 10. You can almost do 11 laps of fuel on a full tank. So I knew that you know, we would just extend the last stint by a couple of laps. and it would be absolutely fine. But when we came out the pits, obviously P2 and P3 hadn't pitted. So it was about, I think it was about just over 2 minutes behind the leader, about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So going from like having a comfortable margin out the front to now being 2 minutes and 10 behind was absolutely crazy. But the lap after, P1 and P2 both pitted. And the guy who was now in the lead, I knew that when we had the incident, because I'd been watching the relative from time to time, we were about 28 seconds ahead after 7 laps. So I knew that I could gain 4 seconds a lap on this guy. After he pitted, we were about 1 minute and 20 behind. So I kind of was frantically trying to do maths in my head, and I thought, okay, well, if I'm 1 minute 20 behind, 15 laps at 4 seconds a lap would gain us a minute back. So, you know, if I can get my head down and focus, then it's definitely on. And that's just exactly what I did. I stopped looking at relatives in front, and I was just got in the zone. I got in the zone, and I said in chat at the time, after this pit stop, like the last 2 stints, they just flew by because I just felt like I was in a zone. I was just lap after lap after lap, like focusing, making myself really aware of traffic behind. So I knew and had plenty of time to prepare when they were coming. And when they were coming, after obviously being rattled a little bit by that previous overtake by the GT3, I was thinking to myself, okay, just let them past, do it nice and safely, and then get back on to the race. So anyway, we're going to fast forward a little bit now to lap 24, where we were about 4 seconds, I think, behind the leader at this point. Okay, so here we are on the start of lap 24. It's a bit more than 4 seconds. It might have actually been about 6 or 7 seconds, I think, at this point. But clearly, I can now see the leader in my vision right in front of me. And I knew from the first race we'd be running for about 27 laps. So I've got 4 laps to try and chase down that last little bit of gap. But I had people in my chat telling me all the time, you know, you're like hammering out these laps. You are so much quicker. You know, you've taken this much out and this much out and this out. And so, sometimes we were, I know, like whether they were in drama or whatever it was, but at some laps we were taking out like over 10 seconds a lap. I don't know if they were just playing it cautious, whether they're getting stuck in traffic or what was really happening with them at that point. But let's just lock in a little bit. We'll go back just to normal chase cam, and we'll get to far chase. Just go forwards a little bit through the lap. Like I said, though, once again, it's just traffic. I'm just being very mindful of the traffic. As you can see, we're just sort of letting the traffic past nicely here. Not making any mistakes, just giving them plenty of room, playing it safe.
Thank you, guys.
And yeah, we're going to just resume normal speed from here because we're coming down to the carousel here. And as you can see there, the gap has definitely come down since the start of the lap here to the leader. I think it's probably about 4 seconds at this point now. So, yeah, around the carousel, a little mistake. You know, as much as I had my head down, I was pushing. I'm not going to lie, I was pushing, trying to push the limits as much as I could, which I think the fact I was pushing so much as well, I only got 6 off tracks for the whole race, which was, you know, pretty good considering how bad I'm pushing. But we've got another car coming behind us here. So we let the Porsche through there. But, you know, I can kind of see already in front, like
See you're still in the race, mate.
the leader really isn't making it very easy for the GT4 to get past, like almost holding the GT4 up at this point. And I'm just thinking, I know you're probably watching the relative and you're seeing me coming, but just let the car past. There is no point, because you can see from there, it just looks like they are fighting and they're just holding each other up. But anyway, GT4 is going for a move around the outside, but again, not an ideal place to let them pass. It's going to have lost lots of time there, the leader having to hug the inside. And you can see now the GT4 is passed, but the gap has really come down. And Now he's going to do exactly the same thing here with the Porsche now. As you can kind of see, the Porsche's all over the back of them, but rather than just sort of let off the throttle, you can see they're just kind of blocking the move almost. And I'm just thinking, what are you doing, mate? Just let them pass. I may have even said that at the time in commentary. You know, the Porsche had loads of opportunity there to get past, and then all of a sudden they come around this corner and you can see the Porsche is right there. And there's been some contact, and the Porsche is now going very, very slowly. So I'm going to actually pause there if I can. We're going to go a little back a little bit just to show you on board with me, like what I can actually see from the cockpit here. So yeah, coming down here, and obviously I'm just watching this battle unfolding. I'm just getting like little glimpses like here, and I'm thinking, well, the Porsche went for a move and he's been blocked, and we come over the crest here and then like trying to go for another move, and it just seems like the car is blocking, and then all of a sudden I come here and just see the Porsche sort of darting across into the barrier. So side-by-side door contact, and I'm thinking, man, so I'm just at this point, like, there's no point in going past the Porsche. The Porsche's faster. I'll just hang back, take my time, and we'll see what we do from there. So, you know, obviously got eyes on the Porsche here, and then we come around this corner.
Take the left, mate.
And we see the leader just going really, really slowly. I got quite a lot of damage, it looks like, on the front, and I was very, very tentatively going past. I think, you know, he almost looked there for a minute. I know he wasn't, but it kind of looked almost for a minute like they were going to come across in front of us. But no, they stick to the left, thankfully, let us past. And yeah, I think at the time it was a little bit like, yes, I've taken the lead, but I've worked so hard to get to this point to try and have a battle and to overtake you fair and square with my pace, and it's kind of been taken away from me from that little battle. But I just want to go back now a little bit and just actually watch on board with Parker here. Because there's actually more to this than meets the eye. Because I was kind of thinking at the time, you know, you can kind of see that I saw the contact, and it just looked like side-to-side contact. The Porsche obviously ended up in the barrier. So I'm thinking, well, if you got that damage from that, it's a little bit weird, because it was the Porsche that hit the barrier, you stayed on the track. So I watched this back, and there's more to this than we were actually able to see at the time. So here we are, coming down through this like little compression. The Porsche's going to obviously pull side by side here. I mean, Parker's trying to keep to the left, but it doesn't give the Porsche any room at all. So yeah, the Porsche just hit the barrier, and Parker's carried on here. Around this corner, well, the car's fine at this point, so I'm, you know, but they just make a massive mistake, don't get it in the second carousel, and that is actually where they picked up the damage. They didn't get it into the carousel, which then also kind of explains why they were kind of looking like they were veering across to the left and almost like, not blocking, but I was a bit nervous about passing them because they were pulling across to the side. So yeah, I don't know if it was just the overall pressure of like me chasing them down that much or what it was, but yeah, absolutely crazy end to the race. But you know, if it was the pressure and they were worried about us like kind of catching them up like we did, I suppose it's only testament to the way I was driving and the fact that I was just able to, you know, put the incident behind me. I got out of this rig, I walked away, had a bathroom break, had a drink, just refocused myself. And yeah, I guess it's testament to the fact, you know, we was able just to get in the zone, lap after lap, just keep everything nice, clean and consistent. And yeah, I mean, in the end, we finished a whole lap ahead of Parker. We was 2 laps behind P3. So yeah, I think it was a pretty dominant display. But yeah, this is the moment we kind of came across the line and we took the victory. Our first ever victory in the Nurburgring Endurance Championship. And yeah, Parker said to me, you know, good race, hope to see you next time. So yeah, like I said, just a real shame, I think, personally for me, that I didn't get the chance to actually have that proper battle with Parker on the track. But yeah, nonetheless, just absolutely fantastic experience, fantastic drive. So many people in chat as well, just there saying congratulations. It was just such a great feeling at the time. Damo came on as well afterwards on voice chat and said, you know, congratulations and so happy for you, because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I do put a lot of effort into these events. When I know I'm doing this sort of thing, I just go full in practice mode. And I think since I started practicing for this, including the 2 races, we've done like almost 60 hours of running around here in this car, like just trying different conditions against the AI, learning how to, you know, drive around traffic, in the same traffic, in different traffic. And yeah, I do kind of get very pedantic about putting in the effort and putting in the time. So when the payoff finally comes off, it's just such a great feeling. So yeah, it was very nice just to sort of drive this last little bit while, you know, talking to Damo, getting that congratulatory kind of messages from him. So yeah, just what a race. And I just hope that I can continue on this form, because it was actually as well the swan song for this. It was my last race on my Logitech G29 as well. You see behind me we've got a Moser wheel over there. We've just moved to a Moser. That's all bolted onto the rig, ready now to go. So there's no going back on the Logitech. So I am a little bit nervy that we've only got 2 weeks to the next race, because in one respect I'm kind of thinking, have I got enough time now to reacclimatise myself to the Moser? Which I don't know, honestly. But yeah, so it makes me nervous. So I know that this next couple of weeks I'm going to have to put even more practice in to be ready for round number 3, which is on the 17th of May, just to make sure, you know, we're at least on the same sort of pace we were with the Logitech. But yeah, there we go, guys. That was basically the overview of the race for anybody who hasn't had the time or doesn't have a chance to, you know, be there on the live stream or watch it back at a later date. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you did watch this, once again, thank you very much for everybody's support. It was absolutely fantastic having you all there, and the words of encouragement and the almost like words to keep me kind of level at certain moments was very, very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please consider giving it a like. And if you want to see more racing from me, make sure to hit subscribe, because there'll be plenty more coming real soon. And if you want to get involved with the racing on iRacing, head down to the description where there's a link, and hopefully I'll see you on track real soon. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see ya.